Hey there folks, thanks for joining us for another Kickstarter preview. Today we're having a look at Kingdom Rush, A Rift in Time. This is by Lucky Duck Games and is designed by three designers, Helena Hope, Seng Fong Lim and Jesse Wright. Alright, so we're going to give you a quick look at the game. First I'm going to go over some rules so you can get the general idea of what we're doing, and then we're going to show you some gameplay where you can see us play the game. And to help me with that, I have a couple of friends, Michael,
Hello.
Martin, and Carla, and myself, Jason. Alright, so the only person here familiar with the actual app game is Michael. So he can tell us while we're doing the gameplay if it's anywhere near the same. But for the board game, I'm just going to give you a quick overview. So what we're trying to do is we have hordes of enemies moving in from the north over here and trying to move down this path into our gate where it takes us into the city. We only have 7 points of health on our gate over there. If they get through there, we lose. So, for example, just to show you here, this horde of goblins coming through on the path. These are the goblins over here. What we're trying to do is use our towers, which look like this. And we're going to place them on our plots. Once we place them, so for example, I'm the purple player, so I can only place over there and over there. Carla is the green player. She can only place over there, there, and there, and so on. So we only have our own locations. But let's say, for example, if I place that there, I can fire 2 spaces away, which is what the arrows show. You guys can't see that. The arrows show you how far you can fire, and this shows you what sort of Tetris piece you can fire. So as Mike is showing us, I've got this one. I can, for example, place that there, or there, or there, but I can't rotate it, or change it, or do anything extravagant with it. I can literally only place it the way my tower is facing. So for example, if I was firing from this angle, I could place it like this. But because I can only fire from there and there, it makes it really strategic and tactical what you're trying to do. But the reason why you're trying to do this is if you can cover up all the spaces with the goblins, in this case, you then basically destroy the tile and get the reward. The reward are a number of these gems, which you can then spend to buy new towers and new abilities for your heroes. By the way, we're playing scenario 2, which is where the heroes arrive. So we've skipped over scenario 1 so you can see the heroes, and these are what the heroes look like. They don't come painted, by the way. I've painted them.
I know somebody that can do that, yeah.
What we're trying to obviously avoid is letting the hordes escape into our town, doing damage to us. But also, what we're trying to basically achieve, obviously defend the town from them, but we have a stack of horde cards coming in. This purple one over here is the portal. I'm just going to flip this so you can see. It's effectively a boss, and if we destroy the portals, there's 2 in this stack, we win the game, irrespective of how many hordes are left, as the portal is closed and the hordes can no longer come through and attack us. Each of our characters has special abilities and stuff as well. What I'm going to just show you here quickly is the player board. So down here on the side it shows you the turn sequence. We'll go over that during the gameplay section. It tells you your speed and your health. If your hero becomes knocked out effectively, you're not out of the game, you just have to respawn and come back the next turn. You can also, instead of doing either an attack or one of your special abilities, you can instead rest, which will heal up fully and refresh your abilities. You can spend crystals to buy abilities, and of course you have your own little Tetris-y tiles that you can use to do your abilities with. These are the tiles, these are the towers. I've laid out the level 4s over here, but because this is mission 2, we don't get to use those, so I just wanted to put it there so you guys can see them. But we have level 1 tiles, level 2 tiles, level 3 tiles. Or towers, not tiles. And to buy a new tower costs 2 crystals. And you get them at level 1. What we're going to be doing on our turn then is either placing towers. The towers that we place, we'll get back into our hand. But the towers we pass on to our opponents, well, not our opponents, our partners, they'll get to upgrade those tiles, and you'll see that during the gameplay section. I'm not going to overdrown you too much with rules. I'd rather just show you guys during the gameplay section so you can see.
In essence, it's a shared pool of cards, so we've each got a card to begin with, and it's whether we want to kind of use them and they retain the same power they're on, or whether we want to kind of pass them to our neighbour, but they'll get more powerful as they go around. And we will need more powerful ones, because eventually the portals come out and can only use level 3 against them.
Yeah.
So there is a certain amount of, do we use our resources now to try and kill these weak ones, but they won't get upgraded, or do we sort of take a little bit of early punishment so we can actually do some stuff later on.
And this is kind of like an idea of the towers. So, for example, it tells you this is a level 1, this is a level 2. This one shoots 2 spaces because it's an archer. It does sort of melee, range damage. It does 2 spaces, but this one has an L shape, so it does more space. So it's obviously much better, but you can't orientate it still. But say, for example, the third one, which is still the L shape, but now you can orientate it. So obviously they get better.
Artillery is really good as well, just looking at that, because it shoots in 2 different directions, doesn't it? Like?
Oh yeah.
So I was off to the sides as well.
Or is it as well or instead?
Yeah, as well.
I think it's as well.
So we all start off with 1 tower each because we're playing a 4-player game. We also start with 4 crystals, so we can, at the end of our round, we can buy some new cards.
How much do hero abilities cost? Is that 1 or 2?
1. Hero abilities cost 1 to buy, and you basically spend your turn to refresh them. And then we also have a little helper card to tell us what the monsters' abilities are. Some of them have extra speed, some of them have a ranged, some of them are immune to certain attacks. So there's a lot going on, and we will get to that in a minute. See you guys in the gameplay. Okay, so you join us for the gameplay section. We are roughly around 3, I suppose. You can see this is what the board looks like currently. This is where our miniatures are. We're all spread out on the path. The first portal has just come into play from the previous round, and we've got 2 monster tiles left over. None of them have taken any damage as yet. So the first thing we do in the beginning of our round, and this is going to be actually quite a pain, I didn't think about this, I'm going to have to take all my crap off, is first thing we do is play tower and hero cards. So we've obviously passed them on from the previous round, upgraded them, etc.
How many cards do people have? I've got 2.
I have 2.
I've got 1.
Right, so we've actually, we're doing quite well. We haven't lost any cards, and we've got more than we started with.
And by the way, not that one. I've had an upgrade. I've got Arcane Storm. Carla's got Multi-Shot. And she's taken no damage yet. Martin's
I've got both of my abilities, Earthquake and Hammer Smash, but Earthquake has been used.
I haven't got any yet.
Yeah, we don't like you. Alright, so what are we going to do? Well, we've actually discussed this just before we put the camera on, but we're going to sort of go through what we were deciding to do. So I think, obviously, well, we all thought, the portal's obviously priority number 1, yeah. The portal that came out has
a flying one, isn't it?
Yeah, so it has this special ability, which can only be covered by damage tiles. So what that means is, we can't go stand on there, so I just want to...
Because one of my plans was,
Yes.
because I can damage it with my melee attack, but I can't actually place my miniature anywhere on that tile.
Michael and I are
To be able to melee
useless
it.
in terms of fighting that. So basically, we're out of the equation. That's somebody else's
And it's obviously
problem.
designed that way. They've made that tile like that so you can't stand on it.
Absolutely,
So
yeah.
you can't melee the flying things. Makes perfect sense. And it's quite an elegant way of doing it. Instead of saying, can only be covered by damaged tiles, this may not be melee damage type of thing. They've just covered it by making it so you can't go on the same tile as them.
Indeed.
It also means that covering the flying things with the little soldiers
Footmen,
that you
yeah.
can get, the footmen, can't work because you can't cover them with anything but damaged tiles. This isn't a damaged
And
tile.
you can't cover that central thing either. And
At
if
all,
we do,
with
if we do
anything.
use any towers on it, and they have to be level 2 or above, they will be destroyed as well. So
Yeah.
one of the things in our discussion is using hero abilities is much more efficient because we're not actually losing any cards then. So that's what we're going to try and kill it with.
Hence the reason Carla and I got the upgrades, because we're the range characters.
Pretty
That's
much.
it. So we're going to attempt to kill this tile, and just due to the way our other abilities sit, we're going to try and kill this one, I believe. And this one, I'm just going to slow down. It has, on there, it has 3 monsters showing the double arrow, which means it moves 2 spaces. If we can cover all of those up with either damage or figures by the end of the turn, then it only moves 1 space. So that's going to be my job for the turn. Shall I do my turn?
Yeah, go for it.
So my turn, I'm going to take my dude, I'm going to stand on top of those 2, and then my melee attack does a 3 thing like that, and I can position it however I want on the same tile as myself. So I'm going to position that in this corner there, covering up those. So I've covered up the speed tile, so this one's only going to move 1. And that's all I'm doing.
Show you guys, that's the speed tile there.
I'm not using either of my towers, so a quick rules question is going to pop up here. We have a level 3 tower. Can I pass that on? Do I have to pass
you
it
can
on?
pass. You can pass it on. You have to pass it if you don't
have
use
to
it.
pass it. Darn it! I've got a level 3 tower.
Yeah,
having
but-
to give it away.
Yummy.
We can't unfortunately upgrade to the Holy Order at this point.
So these ones I give to Martin, but I turn them face down to show that you can't use them this turn. So they go there.
For me, I got a movement of 2. So I'm going to move there and then there.
Do you
I'm
remember
going
where
to.
you were going?
No.
I'll do me first.
All right,
'cause
here
then
you
you'll
go.
know. Right, so I'm going to use my hammer smash ability, which
You
is
don't need to do
going-
anything in player order. You can
there.
completely mix up your turns,
And
and
I'm
you're
going to
kind of
use my
supposed to.
footman, which is going to put one there and one there.
Jace, can you remember
There you
where
go.
you were yet?
Yeah, now again. So
I don't know about this artillery though. I mean, I can put that down, but
I don't think we wanted
I think
the
that's probably
artillery.
one that's to be passed.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give that to Carla.
So just to talk about the towers, obviously you can go only on your plots. That's Martin's plot there. It has one arrow showing, so you can only go one range. The footman can obviously be placed anywhere on the board. They don't have to go on these spaces, but why would you not? Yeah, okay, so I'm going to go next. I'm going to move there and then move to there. I'm going to cover up those last two, which does mean both me and... What's his name? Malik?
Malik,
Is gonna-
Malik Hammer Fury.
Is going to take a damage. I've not taken any damage this turn, but I can't take a lot, so I'll probably be healing next turn anyway. But then I'm going to use Arcane Storm, which allows me to, as you can see, I can rotate them also in any direction. It allows me 3 singles and a 2, which is awesome. So,
You can't remember where he put the Bible.
no, I suppose it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to put there, 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 and then I'll do one more over there.
Yeah, that seems good.
And I haven't got a.
Funny I had that.
I have got this adept mage tower as well, but the only places I can go is there and there. So there's obviously nothing I can shoot there or there.
Is that a range 1?
Range
But
1,
in
yeah, but
either
it,
direction.
yeah.
Oh, well, it looks like I'm getting a nice tower passed to me then.
yeah, you'll get the rotating wizard tower as well.
Yeah.
Because I could go there,
Never going to give that up.
but obviously we don't need to. It's dead, and I could go there to do damage to this, but then this will die.
Yeah.
And we think we're doing all right, yeah. So we don't need to.
So you're passing that on.
I'm
So I
fine.
get that lovely, lovely tower.
And then the only one left to go is Carla.
Okay, so I need to move, but I have the ability to multi-shot, and it is a 2.
Look at that, baby.
2 range is incredible.
It's got a 2 range, so I'm within range.
Could she split that between 2 tiles as well?
No, I don't think so.
No, just
Unless it has
different way.
the, you know, like the artillery where you
Okay.
could split the different
If she
sides.
was here, I think she might be able to split it between
That's what I meant, yeah.
Yeah.
Could you do someone
both
for one,
range, but it's
someone
not
the other?
important for this stage of the game.
So that's interesting. So she could stay there and kill that.
I could.
Or...
But
I think we want to get...
yeah,
I think you're right, yeah.
Because yes, otherwise she has to rest to get it again.
More crystals.
Don't you get rewards for killing a portal? I can't remember
Yeah.
now.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you will.
It also won't be dead, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Although, technically, I suppose I could kill it.
Could kill it, but then we lose that tower.
And Carla does have a
I-
basic range shot, and so do I next turn as well.
I think it's worth... We'd gain the crystals if we killed it this turn, but those crystals aren't going to buy us a tower as good as that one. So it's better to wait a turn to kill it, I think.
I've also got a marksman tower, or marksman, that can be placed, but it's whether or not we want to place it. I mean, technically speaking, I could place it there. It is 2 range, so that shape
Get
would...
2 of those on that.
would get 2 of those.
Might be worth
Well-
doing. Although Jason's got no towers next turn, so I think it might be better.
I'm probably going to rest next turn because I'm taking a in fact, I take a damage now.
Because I think it might be
Take
worth...
these
I think it
down
might
as
be
well.
worth getting up to the level 3. As you can see by the level 3 one, it lets you rotate that L shape like
Yeah.
in Tetris. And I think the rotating makes that so much of a better piece.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, technically speaking, if you were standing there, I could cover those, all 3. But it's up to...
As far as I know, turns are simultaneous. Isn't
Yeah,
it? There's
yeah.
no, like turn structure
So we
in
could
this,
go,
so we
but
can
that
go.
still doesn't kill that tile. So
No, but the only reason I thought of that was essentially when you move, that's then open again, and you're going to have to heal at some
Oh,
point.
yeah.
Whereas if I use the marksman tower, we've removed the
Yeah, what do
fast
people think?
moving, so
I don't think it's a bad idea.
yeah, it's instead of upgrading the tower, it's doing some damage now. But if we can cover up 3 people with it, so I'll go
Well,
to there instead.
My issue next to it is I'm actually going to have 3 cards,
Yeah.
and I've only got 2 spaces to put them down anyway.
But I'm going to have no cards, but I will be resting.
But that's not good either. That means you're doing nothing.
Exactly, yeah.
Playing no cards down, and so actually, if we can afford it, it might be worth you having a card next turn. So you can at least do something.
Yeah, we'll see what we can afford. Shall we go for that then? So Carla places that down there and then shoots there.
But I
Okay.
think is that not the...
There we go.
That's good.
Now I really want to do that last
I know.
point.
we've got two
The
tiles with
problem
this
is, I
one.
mean, that, if I'd have put that there rather than the footman, that would have done the 2 there, if we can actually position it, and then that 1 would kill that.
Yeah.
So rather than that, there might be something, some way.
They're all separated.
Yeah, they are. What a pain in the...
Yeah.
Basically, what we're saying is everything we discussed is just bollocks before.
No, we can't do it. That tile is very well designed, so it's...
Annoyingly designed.
Yeah. That's okay. It doesn't matter that we got 1 on a couple of tiles. We can fill that out.
And it means it's a lot less dangerous.
Yeah.
So everyone here has taken their damage. I've taken mine.
Yep.
Right, so before we move on to... I just want to show them. So, I've got 1 damage taken. My special ability has been flipped, so I can't use it again until I rest. And our next part is destroy horde trays. Have we destroyed any horde trays?
Before we get to that, when do we take damage?
Now.
So I'm actually dying at this point.
Have you altogether dead?
Yeah, that's my last health gone.
Okay, so at the end, we'll resolve the dead trays and
Oh
then...
yeah, it was well worth you moving off there then, because then the fast would have been uncovered again.
Ah, you die before that's...
It looks that way, yeah.
Aha, okay.
That's interesting then, because that means you can't ever take that last point of damage effectively.
Well, this tray will basically, like... it's not dead anyway, so it's going to move on.
Yeah.
But you will go there. And
But if that was covered up with something, I'd say that was there, and he'd taken his last point of damage, would it still be dead?
I think they'll simultaneously...
Oh, because it is destroying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at what point do you take damage then? Is
They'll
it
simultaneously die.
right? Okay.
Yeah, you would die while killing them, I
Okay,
suspect.
fine. That makes more sense.
What do they call it? Coup de grace.
So,
Oh god.
could I do my melee
Pronunciation's
attack? Could I do my melee attack, then move off the tile, or is that not how it works?
You do your movement and then action.
Yeah, so to do my melee attack, I have to take the damage.
Yeah.
So there's no way around that. Okay, so I have taken the damage, meaning I have been defeated on the board, so I have to go back to the start.
And you'll rest for your next turn.
They stay on there. This one here, if we just lift these off for a second, that one is dead. So we return all the pieces to everybody. We pick this up. This is to make them easier to move around the table. We flip this bad boy over. We gain a crystal for killing it.
And they can go to our dead pile.
Okay, so that goes there. And that's all we've done. These two are both very nearly dead.
Yeah.
So then you guys need to take damage, Martin and Jason?
I've
Done
taken
one.
mine yet.
Yep.
So we'll come back on in a second, won't we?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
then
so they're on
that was
there.
just phase 2, destroy horde trays. Now phase 3 is advance horde trays.
And we start from the back. So we do this one first.
Yep.
Only moves 1 because we covered up the fast. This one then moves.
And that displaces us.
Yep, it doesn't matter
Do we
where
get
you
pushed?
stand on
Yeah,
there.
we get displaced.
Oh, okay, so they go there, does
We
it?
can't,
that's
we can't go there.
interesting.
We'll have to go in one of those two. You can't go into a place where there's a tower.
Ah, okay, so there.
Yep, fine.
Yep.
And then the next part is spawn new horde trays. So we spawn 2 a phase in this particular scenario.
Move it straight there because this one.
That one will go there.
Yeah.
It's good fast.
No, it does have fast, yeah. So this one basically will come on like that and then move again, won't it?
No, it just spawns there.
Just
the
spawns
the
there.
next one will go
Okay.
there.
And then this one, which looks most evil, goes here.
So the reason why that one goes there is because it should spawn there, but there's no space, so it spawns into the
What's
next
the
space.
different like checkerboard colours mean?
The checkerboard are always pointing towards the tower,
Ah,
and I think they depict the different levels. So like,
probably
let's
helps
see.
you sort the cards
Yeah.
at some point when you're choosing how to think. Our next portal is about to arrive.
Yeah.
So are we positioned here at the moment?
Well, we could either go there
So
or
we can
there.
go there. Can
yeah.
we? Okay, right. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather go there because I'm so slow.
Yeah.
Although I think I probably need to rest, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
So in fact, I probably will go there.
Oh yeah, I prefer to be in the woods, just to have a little campfire. All right, so that's advance horde tray and spawn new horde trays. Then upgrade received tower cards. So anyone who received a card on their turn can flip them up and make new ones.
I have now got a wizard.
My level 3 knights don't get upgraded, alas.
Colin's got a new
Got
howitzer.
a lot of footmen next turn.
Yeah.
All right, so everyone's upgraded their towers. Then we pick up tower cards that we placed. So the people who placed them get to keep them. So who placed this? This is you,
That's
Colin.
greens, that's colours.
And then finally, with the money or the gems we earned, which was only 1,
Or one of it.
yeah, buy tower cards and hero abilities. So tower cards cost 2 for a level 1. Hero abilities cost 1.
Right.
We have 1 crystal.
You've got to pick up a card there as well.
So-
Do we want to buy something which we can use to kill this thing?
Well, that's what I was thinking. If I buy my Surge of Flames,
Carla can kill that with a basic attack.
No, I can't because of the way that we just positioned that.
you can
Oh
spin
no, I can
yours.
spin
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So here's another rules question. My Surge of Flames lets me move and place stuff. Am I allowed to move through that tile even though I can't stand anywhere?
I see why not. No reason why not. It just says
We don't know. We
Yeah.
house rule of that.
But to be fair, there's nothing stopping you from walking that way around. Either.
Yeah, but it's when the tiles.
When I move
puts
through,
damage on.
I get to deal
Oh,
a
I
single
see.
damage, so I could cover up the singles
around.
on a couple of spaces.
I mean, thematically, I don't think you could because they're flying. How would you run over a flying creature?
Yeah, no, that is fine. It doesn't say it's melee. But my guy is all about melee, so
All right, so
Well, anyway, we've got our crystal.
yeah,
Probably buy another ability, I would assume.
or we could save it if we want more cards. I think we should go for ability if we can. I mean, Carla, Flame Boy over there's got no abilities.
what are your 2 other abilities like? Neither of mine are particularly special.
His
at
is
this
a rotating
instance.
3. What's
And
the
it's,
ability on it?
if Magnus does not take damage this turn when he uses this Mirage.
He doesn't take damage.
Yeah,
That's really good.
So that actually means you could buy that and not rest this turn.
that's true.
Carla's other one's very good, but I'm not sure it's going to be good versus this guy.
Well, it might be good with that. But it's
Yeah,
not
we
good
don't.
with
Yeah.
that.
We don't know what
Yeah.
that one is.
I actually think yours is great because it means you don't have to rest this turn. You can rest next turn.
I think
instead.
get Jason's, because at the minute, my better one heals me some. As I've just died, I come back with full health, so it's not that useful.
Did you say he has to rest this turn instead? Does he kind of miss?
All right, so I'm happy to buy mine because it gives me more
Yeah,
stuff.
no, that seems good. Yep.
All right, and then that's a full round. So now we go to the new round again, which is play tower and hero cards.
Sweet.
So, we'll I'm not going to film that again because it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
But you guys get the general gist. We'll finish this off and tell you how we did. All right, so we finished off the game and we were successful. This is stage 2. Heroes arrive is massively successful. Look at this. There's like a mini nuke, a mushroom cloud going off here.
We've used all of our towers, really, and we have
Absolutely peppered
fired
everything.
everything onto the board.
And you notice everything is dead. Everything. It was very successful. We basically looked at it because this is the second portal. There's no more portals left. There's only 2 red enemy cards left. So we thought if we get this done and make sure nothing else moves off on our turn, it's all good. So we just threw everything we could at it.
That's it. If we look at the portal card quickly, it had its special rules where it had these various people on here who basically, if any of them are uncovered, all the heroes nearby take some damage at the end of the turn.
Which is
so we
dead
didn't
eye.
want to leave that alive anyway, so we decided to try and kill it. And then because we were killing that, we thought might as well use all our resources to kill the others.
Yep.
Like Martin's going here, his character's going to get slain at the end. So he would have to sit a turn out with his character card. But we killed the last tile, so that's everything dead. I think it really showed that we played... we didn't use our towers to kill the first portal card and thus lose them. We used our heroes to kill it, and that let us force through. And we've got so many good towers now, we can easily deal damage.
That's the thing. This game relies a lot on choosing when to upgrade your towers and when to slow things down.
Yeah.
And if you can pick off something every turn and get some resources in to upgrade your abilities and things like that, I think your quid's in. Ironically, this is the second mission where you get to use the heroes. The heroes actually, you can play the games without the heroes, and it's unbelievably harder.
Yeah. We did the bulk of our work there with our heroes.
Yeah, I mean, even Carla summoning Felix the cat over here was super useful because that's basically 3 tiles done. Even with their special abilities, they got no chance. But of course, this is just introductory mission number 2, if you like.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Lucky Duck, as a company, they'll have some plans in the Kickstarter when this comes live, which is April the 9th, by the way. But I've also seen some of the massive boss monsters, which are the same size as a friggin' tile. So it's going to be a lot of variety.
I will also imagine in the actual game that instead of just these 5 spaces to move down, it will be a much bigger board. I expect there'll be more of these, and they'll all be modular, so you can set them all apart. I see, yeah. So we've got more there.
More over here, which is different tiles. Obviously, you got, depending on how many players, you got different land plots where you can build.
Yeah, because these are, in case people haven't realised, these are all modular.
Yeah.
So the different missions, the different players will be set up in different spaces, and it makes quite a difference. Like this one here of Carla's wasn't particularly useful because it's only got a diagonal straight to there, and her other one over here only had a diagonal or a range 2. But she was given 3 because she also has one down here. The rest of us only have 2 because hers are in worse spots. So
and the character has a ranged ability as well.
By mission. Yeah, the characters are all quite different as well. The range of their attacks, the speed they can move, all added quite a difference to the gameplay.
And then, of course, the other thing you didn't get to see, well, is because we have level 4 towers as well. Like this Big Bertha, which has the 4 square like that, which is basically equivalent of another Euro.
Yeah.
So that's all really good. I was interested to hear what you thought, because you've played the computer game, or the app game.
Yeah, I've played 3 different versions of the app game. I don't think I've played the very original, but I've played the 3 different expansions, or each expansion's basically another version of the game, which gets upgraded with more stuff. It actually represents it pretty well. There's so much more in the app game than obviously this level 2 mission we've done, and I suspect they've got a load of ideas from that to change it all up. There's loads of different heroes to choose from. There's loads more towers that we can access. But it actually did a quite good representation. In the early levels of the app game, you can't use the higher level towers. The monsters that come are obviously the weaker ones. Some of them are fast than others. Some of them are immune to magic. And they've included all of that in the little tiles and how they work. So it's done a good job there. I think it's a good representation of the app game. I'd like to play some more of it.
It's really clever how they Lucky Duck Games make a lot of games based on apps. In fact, all their whole catalog, other than technically Chronicles of Crime,
that is an app game.
Yeah, exactly. is app IPs, and somehow they've even made Fruit Ninja into an app, from an app to a board game, and it's sometimes it blows my mind to think how well they come across as a board game from that app implementation. So yeah. Of course, I haven't mentioned the fact yet that this is obviously coming to Kickstarter April the 9th. In the show description below will be the Kickstarter link. That'll take you straight to the Kickstarter, where you can go back the game if you're interested. It'll have. I haven't seen the preview of the Kickstarter page yet, but I'm almost certain that there will be a ton of other stuff to be unlocked, to have as add-ons. I mean, I know I've seen some of the extra boss monster figures. There's a Yeti, there's a massive golem, and they are huge. I mean, they're like this big compared to the hero figures. I mean, the heroes themselves are nice, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be some others unlocked as well, because the app game has a load, doesn't it?
It's worth pointing out that these are prototype components. This isn't the finished game.
Well, exactly, yeah.
And these are very good prototype components. I mean, just look at the quality of the cards are really good. The quality of miniatures is brilliant.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I mean, I painted up, I don't know if you guys can see that, but if you go to my Facebook page, where there'll be a link in the description below, you can see better pictures of them, and on Lucky Duck's Facebook page as well. But these figures were great to paint. I mean, they were really good, solid.
Really characterful as well.
Yeah.
They're all nicely different.
So I think you guys should definitely go check it out.
Yeah, I'm going to check this one out. I really like the app game, and I'm going to have a go at the board game as well.
And as a co-op aficionado for yourself, yeah,
I am a fan of the co-op game. One of my gaming groups I play with, we really like loads of co-op games. Jason is less a fan, but I felt it required quite a lot of input from all of us.
Yeah,
because we all had different special abilities. You can use them when you need them. The towers, the passing on or the keeping, I felt was a really nice mechanic, because you could use them every turn as a level 1, but you need the higher level ones for certain stages of the game, so you've got to pass on at some point.
That's really clever. I really like that as well. And the abilities of your heroes are obviously really useful. So anyway, there we go. That is our Kickstarter preview for Kingdom Rush Rift in Time. April the 9th. Mark that date. And if you liked what you saw, please feel free to like and subscribe and all the good stuff. See you guys later.
Bye.